Because of my gender, yeah, obviously, like not even losing the opportunity, but everybody feels that this situation, like casting couch, everything, it is.
Throughout history, we've seen women who have risen past all prejudices and barriers. Let them inspire you today. In today's episode of IEDCMEC's Women Innovators, we have a very talented 24-year-old who is the brain behind Girlscript Foundation. Anubha Maneshwar started Girlscript Foundation as a way to help women in technology, and it has now become the largest tech community in India, redefining tech education in Tier 2 and 3 cities. This Forbes Asia 30 under 30 social entrepreneur shares her journey with us.
What gets you out of bed every morning?
The feeling I get when I help a lot of people through my company, and so the appreciation and whatever they tell me as a feedback, it really encourages me every day to help more and more people through my initiative and through my foundation that I have launched since last 3 years. And that's how I think this is the main motivation behind me getting up every morning and then hustling towards working more and more for the people.
What was your inspiration to form Girlscript? Did you face any difficulties?
Yeah, so obviously as an entrepreneur, you face a lot of difficulties initially, but as soon as you start becoming serious and people also realize that you have started seriously this initiative, and you are not somewhere who has come in the market for just 2 or 3 months, but you are someone who has come here to survive. So I think that is the best thing which you have to show yourself also and to other people, so that they believe in you and they believe in the cause. And also regarding the impact, so the problems which I faced initially were mainly due to finances, or maybe parents not believing in you, or they do not consider entrepreneurship as a regular job. So these are the main factors, I think. And especially being a woman entrepreneur, you face several other like people criticize you, people do not believe in you initially, but as I said, eventually they start believing in you, and that is how you grow.
Were there any events that had a strong impact on your life and career?
So, like from my childhood only, I was very competitive, and I used to participate in everything, like whatever, maybe it's extracurricular or it is related to my academics. I used to participate in everything from the beginning, and I think from the childhood only, I had this chance from my school, from whatever like my teachers taught me. I always have this kind of leadership, and always I try to take up and participate even if I do not win. Participation is what mattered the most to me, and I think this has helped me to become a leader, also helping many people and then they believing in me and making them their leader is I think one of the biggest things that has happened to me.
In your TEDx video, you talked about inferiority complex rising among children. How do we deal with this?
So yeah, definitely why I included inferiority complex in my TEDx is because as we see on social media, everybody is showing their happy side. Like, I have bought this new car, I have bought this new laptop, this is my new mobile, but nobody talks about their failures. Nobody talks about what they have faced in their life, and that is, I think, that is what is creating mental health issues, inferiority complex among people. And how to deal with it is to start sharing more and more stories of your failures. I think this should start from your background and your family itself, and your friends, or maybe the leaders who are leading in the industry. It should start from them. They should start their failure stories, and then we can propagate it so that people understand that failing is also important, and that's how you grow in your life.
What do you think is the biggest challenge of being a mentor?
So being a mentor, I think biggest challenge is to understand someone not only from a perspective of just guiding them in a career path, but also guiding them like personally. You have to understand what this person is going through, or what is their mentality towards a certain thing, and that's only how can you can put the burden on these people. So you need to understand and customize everything according to the person, and that is how I think you become a good mentor, when you start customizing it according to people.
What was your first reaction when you heard you had been featured in Forbes Asia 30?
So yeah, so initially when you do not get, so I've told this in every interview that initially when you do not have something, you buy it, you feel happy for a few moments, and eventually it becomes like a normal feeling. So obviously when I got the title, obviously it felt really proud and privileged, but after that it also came to me as a responsibility, because now I am representing my organization and also my country at an international level, and I should be that person who is doing the right things to prove that the title is very well justified. So now it is kind of a responsibility. I felt happy. Eventually everybody feels happy in the beginning.
Is there any incident in your life where you lost an opportunity because of your gender?
Because of my gender, yeah, obviously, like not even losing the opportunity, but everybody feels that this situations like casting couch, everything, it is only in Bollywood, and it is not into the sector of entrepreneurship or startups. But when you go ahead, you will understand that 10 out of 9 VCs are male. So even if you want to raise fund, or 10 out of like 9 leaders are male. So whenever you have to raise fund, you have to raise donations, you have to move ahead into something, you will have to take help from your male companions. And then this thing starts when people try to play with your mindset, and people try to judge you, and people also try to negotiate with you in terms of like offering you something which you are not available for, or you are not interested in. So definitely gender bias is there, although people think there is not, but I still believe in it, and I have faced it myself.
What do you think about the prejudices others have about women in tech fields, and how do you think it affects one?
So I think why we are now fighting for diversity in tech is because everybody has given importance to this term called women in tech. Why we do not call everyone as people in tech? Because now diversity scholarship, if we consider any diversity scholarship, I have seen many of my friends, like a single girl winning 3 scholarships in the ecosystem. So one person just needs 1 scholarship. Even if she is a girl, one person just needs 1 scholarship, and others should be distributed to other people. So I feel that we are giving reservations to women, and that's how we are actually eliminating them from the ecosystem. So we must try for including them rather than separating them and creating some women-only initiatives. But I think more work towards the inclusion should be done.
How did you spend your time during lockdown?
So during lockdown, obviously there were a lot of virtual events happening. So I participated and gave talk. I judged around 2 to 3 hackathons. I helped people in their startups or mentored them in developing their startup idea. I also, with my organization, we organized education outreach program where we taught 4,500 students online. We also organized several other initiatives. Overall, we impacted around 12,000 students online during lockdown, including teachers, because they were not sure how to conduct online classes, or they have never worked on an app like Zoom, Google Meet, or any kind of these apps. So we also taught them these applications and how to take online classes. So with slum children to teachers in a classroom, we helped everyone during this lockdown.
In your TEDx talk, you mentioned 3 phases of education. If you ever get a chance to impose a totally new phrase, a 4th phase, what would it be?
So if I get to impose a 4th phase of education system, I would say I would build, like I am doing with Girlscript right now, I am building a parallel system to education system. So from many years, people are shouting and people are howling that we should change the education system, but I believe that education system needs to be supported, and it should be seen from a different perspective, not just for getting jobs, but for getting knowledge. So we should also change our mindset, and if I get a chance to put down 4th type, then it will be more of customization. So customization will be pillar of building different curriculums and different things for people to learn, and that is how I will frame the education system.
Was there something that you wished you had known when you started your venture?
So I guess not, because earlier I have worked with eventually, see, even if you know a lot of things, your startup or your project might fail, or if you have that money or those resources also, then also your project might fail. So I do not believe that I wish I had known something from earlier. I think life is a learning process, and whenever we start something, we learn a lot of things, and if we are passionate about it, I think we might make some wrong decisions. We will learn from it, and then we will also make some right decisions. So I don't think there is anything specific which I would like to share on this.
What is your advice for young women in technology?
So for all the young women in tech, I just want to tell you that there is so much scope in this field of technology, and especially for women, there is so much of diversity, scholarships, especially companies are hand-picking women developers. I have seen, and I have worked with a lot of companies, and I have seen that they are hand-picking different genres of women in tech, and it is not about only coding, but you can become a tester. You can also write documentation. If you are good with open source, you can also become evangelist. So there are different forms of fields of work in computer science. So please don't be scared. It is not about, and coding is not scary. Once you start doing it, it is more like problem solving. If you do 2 + 2 4, there can be many ways of doing it, and that's how we do it, using different programming languages. So please do not be afraid of it, and leverage the opportunity, so that only one person does not get it, but all of us get it together. So this is my message.